don't give up just because you messed up. Start again tomorrow. Every day has new grace and new mercies, and whatever it is that you want in life, whether that's good health, good marriage, good parenting, whatever it is, you have to have the right mindset, you have to have the right tools, and you have to have a community.
We're here today talking with Elizabeth Sharpe. She's a health coach and mentor to people who want to start cleaning up their diet. She's a big proponent of green drinks. You'll see that. Great conversation we had today about some basics, some foundations of health. Welcome to Health in the Real World.
It's the Health in the Real World podcast. It's time to start the show with Janke as your host. Here to give you everything that you need when it comes to fitness strategies. We keep it simple and easy. It's your roadmap to get healthy. You don't need equipment and you don't need a gym. Just the right strategies to get you fit and trim.
Today's episode of Health in the Real World podcast, sponsored by Tower Garden. I'm a representative for this company, so if you want to get one of these guys, super cool. These Tower Gardens right up here. You can grow them anywhere, inside, outside. They are aeroponic vertical growing systems. Freaking sweet. I'm looking at one right out my window right now, and you can grow anything except for roots and fruit trees. Anything except root and trees. I have unlimited supply of lettuce. Like, we literally don't need to buy lettuce anymore. Check out mycorebalance.com/grow and you can get your own Tower Garden there. All right, here we go with Elizabeth Sharpe. All right, we're here with Elizabeth Sharpe. She is a health coach and a doTERRA representative, right? You still do the oils,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
I do.
So I think you and I agree on a lot of things in health and wellness, and I think it's good to just bounce ideas off each other. What would you say? First of all, thank you for being here.
No problem.
And I wanted to start with just, what do you think is, let's say if there were one or two or three super important things that, you know, somebody has no idea what to do. They're like, I don't even know where to start. I know I want to be healthy. Elizabeth, what do I do?
Well, they get your book, right? They get your book. Because I think
book?
you've mapped them in your book. You get your book,
Okay,
but
great.
in your book,
Good
you
plug.
talk about some good plug, right? You some very basic things, and so I think that the thing that really healed my body, healed my family, that was easy for someone who doesn't like to cook. I don't like to cook, and I don't like vegetables. Okay, so that if I can do this, anybody can do this, and that is 32 ounces of green smoothie every single day. And 32 ounces is not that much. And so why green smoothies versus something else? Well, green smoothies help make you feel full, first of all, which the reason people hate dieting and they hate trying to lose weight or get healthy is because they're hungry. And I don't like feeling hungry. And so green smoothies are going to fill you up for three reasons. One, they have high water content. Okay, leafy greens have extreme water content, and if you make them with water, although you can make them with plant-based milks of any sort as long as there's no sugar in them, it's going to make you feel full. Number two, leafy greens are what we call high-density foods. So high density means that per calorie, you're getting a lot more fillage, so to speak, in your stomach. And so an example is that if you have some grilled chicken, which a lot of people do, and grilled chicken serves its purpose in terms of certain nutrients, but 1 calorie of grilled chicken is about 72 nutrients. But if you have 1 calorie of kale, you have 1,000 nutrients. And so what happens when our body gets a lot of nutrients? It has more energy, it cleanses, it has better digestive systems, you're full. And then here's the most important part. If you're trying to lose weight and be healthy, is that your body goes, oh, you're giving me nutrients so I can let go of the fat. And what happens is if you just focus on calories, you can have only 500 calories of McDonald's and that's not going to give you any nutrient. But if you have 300 calories of green smoothie, you're getting tons of nutrients, tons of density, tons of fiber, and tons of water, and that makes your cells happy.
Absolutely. I think, I have a really big appetite. I can eat a lot, especially if it's not healthy food, but it's amazing.
Me too.
It's amazing what happens though. Like you said, when you make a smoothie and then if you go to one of those apps and you calculate and you're like, whoa, that was only 420 calories. Like what? That's crazy. And it's true. You don't get full based on calories, right? Like this is the analogy I use, like when back in the day when there were movie theaters pre-COVID, right? They had these huge tubs of popcorn
Mm-hmm.
and you get free refills. Every person I know can eat the entire thing and then go back at the end of the previews and refill it and eat the whole thing. Everybody has the ability to do that because there's nothing there. There's like 2 nutrients. And but I don't know how many hundreds or maybe even over 1,000 calories in that tub of
Yes.
popcorn. It's pretty ridiculous. So
Yeah.
what do you tell somebody when they fall off the wagon? Let's say they've been doing those green smoothies for 3 months or 6 months or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm done with this. What do you tell somebody, or what's your
Well,
strategy?
Well, I think number one, we all get bored, right? So the first thing is we have to have variety, and that's the toughest thing, right? I get really consistent in my smoothies. I do the same one over and over, and we don't want to do that because we get bored and we get sick of eating the same thing. We're creatures of variety, and so one thing is to maybe do green juicing, which is another really wonderful way to do it, right? That's one thing, or to eat more fruits and vegetables in a variety of forms, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's one thing we can do. But the second thing we could do is we could just get on back on the bandwagon. So even if for 4 months you've been eating like crap and you got off the bandwagon, all it takes is get on the next bandwagon. That's really important, right? You don't have to guilt or shame yourself because you've messed up. You can just say, okay, the next meal I have will be something better than the meal I had this morning. And I don't like shaming and feeling guilty about food because food doesn't have a value. It isn't good or bad. If you go to McDonald's, you go to McDonald's. As long as you're not going to McDonald's every day. If you have pizza, you have pizza. It's not as long as you're not having pizza every day. It's not what you do once in a while. It's what do you do consistently. And so I'm not saying I love pizza, and In-N-Out happens at my house. Okay, we love In-N-Out, right? So we're an In-N-Out family, but it's not about having that every heavy meals that are non-nutritious every day. And what's happened in America is that we're having Panera's for lunch and McDonald's for breakfast and then pizza for dinner, especially on Fridays, right? People
Yep.
love to go. And so that's fine, when you're on vacation. But if you're doing that Friday and you're doing it Saturday and you're doing it Sunday, and then on Monday you don't have time to cook because you're rushing the kids to school, and then you order, something on Monday. And that's what's happened in America. We're so busy and we're so just going a million miles a minute that we don't. So if you do the green smoothies, it at least gives you some balance so that if you are going to have pizza for dinner, at least you had 2 green smoothies today and your body has gotten a lot of nutrition. And what you're going to find out is that the pizza is not going to be that good. And I know people don't believe me when I say that, but what happens is when you're having the smoothies, you're programming your cells to say, I want more of that. Whatever you feed your body is what your cells want. So if you feed, I know for me, I'm a sugar addict in recovery and I have to break up with sugar every few months. And so if I feed myself sugar, I want sugar next time and I want sugar tomorrow. And I just go on this binge, right? And my guilt, what is it? My poison of choice is chocolate, right? I can eat chocolate all day, every day. And so I think it's just get back on it. And then the last thing is find community. Find a Facebook group that you love. Find a friend that you're doing it with. Find your partner or your husband or wife. Get a coach like you, Chris, right? Find someone that's going to keep talking to you about it.
Yeah, I like what you said, and I agree with you 100% about no guilt, no shame. It's funny to me, and it really doesn't work when we start to sort of analyze, well, why did I do that? What happened in that? It's like, it doesn't matter. Just, you're about to eat again. It's like, you don't have to worry about what you did at lunch because you're about to eat at dinner, and let's just make this the best dinner. And then you're going to start feeling good about that dinner. And then you build momentum. I agree with you about, you can almost like train your taste buds to start liking something different. And I've found this originally with my experience of the green drink. I went 2 weeks straight, and actually that's all I consumed. I know you do this occasionally. And after those 2 weeks, I started eating regular food again, but I just had zero desire for the heavy fats, the heavy salts, heavy sugars. And it was just, I just wanted plain food. I just wanted like vegetables and meat. And it was just very simple. And it was very, very effective doing that. So Elizabeth, I know we're a little pressed for time today, so I'm going to lead you in with the last question and give you the chance to shine here. If you were to give, let's say you're giving a graduation speech to whatever school or anywhere you want, and you have this motivational message that you want to convey to them. And it can be about life in general, or you can sort of weave health into it. What would you say?
I would say that's a great question. I've never been asked that question. So I would say that number one, don't compare your journey to anybody, and that includes your health journey, any journey that you're doing, because it's your journey. And when we compare ourselves in life to anybody on any level, it is always going to steal joy. And comparison is a thief of joy. And you have to stay focused on your journey. And I would say that whatever it is that you want in life, whether that's good health, good marriage, good parenting, whatever it is, you have to have the right mindset, you have to have the right tools, and you have to have a community. Those are the three things that I have learned in my life. I just don't do health, I do marriage and I do parenting, and I think that it's mindset, tool set, community, and your book is a tool set. The things you teach in classes are tool sets, right? And if you just keep going, and last thing is, don't give up just because you messed up. Start again tomorrow. Every day has new grace and new mercies, and every day I mess up. I'm a health coach, and I'll go, I'll get busy and I won't map out my meals, and all of a sudden 3 days later, and we've had in and out for 3 days, right? And I've done that. I mean, I'm not ashamed to tell you. I mean, my son at one point, thought in and out was his home, right? When he was a little younger, right? So it's okay. The next meal, and I would say that's it. Don't compare. Mindset, toolset, community, and if you fall off, whatever it is in life, get back on and keep going.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely true. Nice. Thank you so much, Elizabeth Sharpe, health coach. How can people get a hold of you? I know on Facebook. How can they find you?
You're going to post my Facebook group. I have a women's group that focuses on mind health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health. And then Chris and I are going to be launching a health program, which I'm sure he'll tell you all about it. And I'll tell you all about it in the group. And that's how people can reach me. And if people want to text me, they can just call me, which is 408-561-5137. People can text me. And in my women's health group, I put articles, resources, challenges, and classes that you can take to be a better you.
Nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Health in the Real World show. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below. Visit mycorebalance.com to learn more.